Sam, how important was it to maintain focus in a match going over 3 days with all those interruptions and coming out having to restart all the time?
Yeah, it's obviously really important. You got to work out a way to do it, and I felt like each time we went back out on court, I was ready and I was focused and knew exactly what I wanted to do. I just needed the time to be able to do it, and thankfully I it didn't take long today, so that was a great thing for me.
Sam, after the third round, you said that was one of the best matches you'd played, or was it the equal of any of the matches you played through your three other big runs at Roland Garros. How would you describe today's win in similar terms?
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty equal to that. Obviously, two different opponents, and one's looks like a lot easier score than the other. But these two matches back to back for me are fantastic. So to be able to do it over a long period of time, and obviously today's match taking a long time to finish, that it's just, I feel like I'm playing really well and I'm really clear and nothing, the rain and all that, it is what it is. I'm not letting it get to me, and you take your chances when you get them.
Hi, Sam. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So given the fact that you had a wrist injury before this tournament, did you expect this kind of result and your performance?
Look, I didn't know what kind of result or performance I was going to have regardless of the wrist injury, but I said after my first round I did exactly what I needed to do for that and sorted it out and came here early, and it was unfortunate I had to pull out of Strasbourg, but I needed those days to recover, and thankfully, touch wood, it's been okay so far, and I'm not struggling with it at all. So to be honest, I'm not even thinking about it now. I still have it taped, but it's not bothering me, and I'm able to play some of my best tennis.
So I know you've got to go out there and execute, but what does Dave bring in terms of keeping the process clear and allowing you to go out there and do your job?
I guess obviously we talk a lot about what I want to do and how I want to set my points up and all that kind of thing. And I mean, this match after the first day, even though I was 5-3 down, there was a lot of good things happening, and I felt like I was still in a good position and doing, the right thing, and really just changed a couple of little things up today when I came out to play, and it worked really well. And again, it just that clarity of knowing, okay, yep, this is what you got to do, and obviously, no matter what it is, believing that I can execute it. So it's harder said than done, but I guess just that clarity of okay, no, everything's good, just change this, see how it goes, and then you always got to be adaptable.
Sam, the last time you were this fit, healthy, and this confident was, how old were you?
Yeah, a while ago. A few years.
2 years?
Yeah, probably.
What, you mean like 2010, 11?
Who knows? I think overall, I mean, look, whether it's just fit and healthy, it's confidence, it's winning matches, it's playing back-to-back weeks and doing well, it's everything. And I don't think you can really pinpoint one thing that says, oh, yeah, this is why I'm having a good run here. There's a lot of things that have gone into this.
Sam, how subjective do decisions about when to play, when not to play feel for you when you're on court? Because as we're in here watching all the different courts, some courts sit down, some courts players leave on other courts while their matches go on for another 10 minutes. I mean, how logical does it all seem to you? Does it make sense when you're starting, when you're stopping, when you're out there?
I mean, I guess this situation, they need every minute counts, and to me, I'm just playing. If the umpire says we're stopping, and I mean, I don't know what the forecast is. I know what it feels like out there, and I know it was raining for the first time we went out today, but the court was okay for the most part, so I don't think Simona was complaining about it. Again, we're told to play. If it gets too wet, you got to say something, but I mean, like, it's not good out there, but it was fine for us.
Sam, you've got a commanding record against Poronkova. What are your thoughts going into that match?
I mean, I do, but it's the quarters, and she's just had a great win over Aggie, so I need to think about the matches that we've played. I don't think we've played for a couple of years, but I know certain things that are going to work very well against her, and but she... she's made quarters of a Grand Slam before. She's had some really big wins in her career, so you certainly can't take anything lightly, even though, it looks like it's a good matchup. I need to be just as focused tomorrow whenever I play as what I was, all week. So playing a confident player in the quarters of a slam is never easy, no matter what your record is.
kind of along the same lines, but you'll go into this match, I presume, probably with favouritism because of your record. You've been playing so freely, coming up against 2 higher seeds. Does that change your mindset at all when you come up against somebody who you will be expected to beat, I suppose?
No, you don't want it to change. You've got to do exactly the same thing. And like I said, whether rankings, 6, 21 or 100, it's the quarters, and you've got to be as prepared against every single one of those players, no matter what the number is next to their name.
What is the hardest thing a player needs to do to adapt to these kind of heavy, wet conditions?
I guess for me today, I was able to hit through the court probably a bit better than Simona was able to. And, heavy, wet conditions like this don't typically help me too much. But I think today I was able to use them better to my tennis than what she was. And I was able to put her under more pressure and, basically get the ball through the court, hit it deeper, mix it up with some short balls. And it's not as easy to move out there. So I think you've just got to, again, be adaptable and hit what feels right. It's not always what you necessarily would do, but hit what feels right for that moment.
Sam, all athletes go through ups and downs, but your career has been marked by some really special breakthroughs and then some periods when it's been tough going. Mm-hmm. Could you just talk about those ups and downs, how you deal with sustaining yourself when they're downs, and how important are the triumphs? Just please talk about that process.
I think most careers, bar some of the greatest players in the world or ever, always have ups and downs, and I think it is important to know, okay, even if you're having a period, it's a bit of a slump, what you've been able to achieve beforehand, and it doesn't all just go away. If you've done it there for, a consistent period, then you can get it back again. But you got to put all these things back together and make it work. So I think, it sounds really simple, but staying positive and working hard can take you a long way. And you just always got to wait for that, breakthrough and opportunity to arise. And sometimes it takes longer and sometimes it can happen, a lot quicker. But I think you've always got to be ready. Tennis is something, it can change quickly, and I was reading the other day, Shelby Rogers, she lost in qualifying with Strasbourg, and now she's in the quarters. So that's one tournament to the next. You got the smallest tournament on tour, now the biggest one, and she's had polar opposite results. So it shows how quickly things can turn around, but also the margins are so small, so you can make big changes very quickly if you're prepared to take them.
On those big changes, that semifinal you two played in Madrid was not close. So how did?
That's a nice way to put it.
No, it's true. So how were you able to keep? And I guess after the start you had on Sunday, going down, you were down a break when you came back. How were you able to keep your confidence to be able to come out and really be pretty comprehensive today?
Yeah, I think. Madrid was not a good night for me, and I think I thought a lot about that match straight afterwards, and then obviously you get this opportunity to play her again in a big match, and I really had to learn quickly what went wrong there and why it went wrong, more importantly. So again, I was pretty sure about all those things, and then had a good plan of what I wanted to do, and had to stay on that path, and that's what I was able to do. And then even being 5-3 down the other night, I still felt like I was going in the right direction, and if I'd ended up losing that match but playing as well as what I was, then so be it. But it was obviously a big change to Madrid, and I wasn't I think I said the other day before I played, I wasn't losing sleep over the Madrid match because I was really sure of kind of what happened there and what I needed to change.
Sam, for a while you were making this part of a slam consistently, and that hasn't happened, I think, since 2012. So a little bit talk about just those 3 years between then and now, and if you thought this would ever happen again. And I wonder, too, how special this is to have it happen when I think this is the last tournament that you and Dave are working together.
Yeah, it has been a long time, but I guess I've had probably, I won the US Open, but probably the most successful tournament for me is here. And I feel like going into this week, I've been playing really well, and had lots of matches and lots of time on the clay. And I think that's, all part of why I've had a successful tournament here so far. And it's really nice to be in the quarters again of a slam, and it has been a long time, and there's been lots of ups and downs in those last 3 years. And but like I said before, it's when you've had good results and you've been at the top of the game, you got to believe you can do it again, and it doesn't all just go away. But like I said, you got to put it together, and that's what I've been able to do so far this week. So yeah, it's a really nice feeling. And then I guess with the last tournament, Dave and I together, if I can keep playing like this, win or lose, then it's been a successful tournament.
Sam, when conditions are like this and it's heavy out there, what exactly does the court give you? You have a unique game style, and you know, what were you feeling out there? What was working in particular when it's kind of heavy?
Yeah, well, like I said before, I don't typically like the heavy, wet, damp conditions, but today I was able to use them, I think, a lot better than what she was, and I didn't necessarily think about hitting with heavy spin, but more height over the net to get the same kind of result, but in a slightly different way. And then, you know, having a slice backhand, I can then hit it a bit shorter, keep it low over the net. It's not, I mean, the court's pretty dead and wet, so you know, if you keep it low, it doesn't bounce that much, and I think that really kept her off balance when I was hitting my slice, whether I was going to go deep or short. And yeah, when it's harder to move, that makes it just that little bit harder. And like I said, then with my forehand, just that little bit of extra height to push her back was working really well for me. Thank you.